Hello and welcome again to another edition of Fortified City TV Roundtable. Tonight we have our regular panelists in the house, and we're going to be together. We're going to be discussing President Boakai's inaugural budget of 700K and the trending events in Liberia, starting with Honorable Yeke Koluba press conference today. So wherever you are, do us a favor, share the broadcast, and just stay put as we go into the discussion. It promised to be a very exciting one today. I'm looking forward to your interaction. You can send us a text. You can call in. We have our number. You can call on WhatsApp. This is the number to call. If you want to call on WhatsApp, you can call +1 952 201 9287 and make your contribution. You can text us, and at the appropriate time, we will be able to read your text. Whatever the case may be, do not miss the discussion. So welcome again to Fortified City TV Roundtable. And I want to say welcome to our panelists. Welcome, Mr. Cannibal, you are welcome. And Mr. Chuchu just went off and he will be back right on the broadcast. But we want to say welcome to this discussion. And I'm your host, Pastor Patience, always on the roundtable. Welcome, Mr. Cannibal. And we want to
Thank you, Patience.
Guys, with your opening comments. We're going to be playing some videos, but before we go through these videos, we just want to hear your opening comments before we proceed.
Thank you, Pastor Patient, for your hard work. And my fellow Liberian and all of the people that listen to us. You know, I always tell people that those of us who come on the video platform, we're not better than the people who listen to us. Some of the people got better idea than us, but at the same time, you know, it's a privilege for God to give us the opportunity to speak to the word. And I take that very seriously because I feel that the opportunity that we have, more people don't have those opportunities to be able to speak to the word or to speak to audience that give us their attention. But I think what I would like to say here today is the fact that when you look at Liberia, from the time Liberia was founded in 1847, there have been corruption in our country, and corruption continues to plague us as a country. And people would think that, oh, you know, you're not in government, so maybe you would say that. But when you're in government, maybe you would do the same thing. And I would not dispute that, but every human being that God may have their own price. But if I was somebody who were engaged in the corruption, then of course, my price would be very higher than the one that is in Liberia right now that is hurting our people. Because economically, the government of the Republic of Liberia, I don't care who it is, have instituted what they call trickle-down economics. What trickle-down economics means is that when the breadcrumb drops from the rich people more than the poor people pick it up and they eat. When that breadcrumb have not dropped yet, the poor people will not have anything to eat. When you look at the harmonization of the people's salary in Liberia, where sometimes, even though they harmonize the people's salary, but then the people are still poor because the paychecks are not retroactive. Those are things that are very detrimental to the entire country. I think what the new government needs to be focusing on right now is not how much money they use for inauguration, is how much money they give back to the Liberian people for Liberia not to collapse economically behind us. So, Patient, I'm happy that we're going to discuss the Liberian economy. And I'm not an economist myself. I did not go to school. I did not do economics in school, but I think I have an idea of what economics look like as it relates to the suffering of the Liberian people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cannibal. We want to welcome Mr. Chuchu Alex Jones and your opening comments on our discussion tonight. We'll be talking about President Boakai's inaugural budget of 700K, and we're also going to be talking about the press conference of Honorable Yeke Koluba of District Number 10, Masurado County. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think those are very important topics. And, we keep calling on this government to do X, Y, Z. We're wasting our time. Liberian people are wasting their time. This government is very incapable. The people in this government, they are very corrupt. They've been corrupt for 12 years. They have no idea. They have no plan. If they do, please, anybody can call you and show me what the Boakai plan is. Show me the website where they told us how they're going to manage the economy. They don't have it. They're a bunch of hustlers, political hustlers that can't get a job in America. And so they sit around for 5 years and they recycle back into government, the majority of them. So we are wasting our time, expecting anything. As you mentioned, you're spending $700,000 on champagne and liquor. Essentially, when people at JFK or 40 people have died, private citizens are raising money to buy burnt
When people at JFK or 40 people have died, private citizens are raising money to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hello?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Mr. Jones.
All right. You're raising money in the private sector. People are calling on Liberians to help the government in Liberia to donate and do all these things. While the government, they're pissing your money away on party, inaugural party. And the Liberian people that you're talking for, as some of us come here and take our time, our effort, they're there and telling me, oh, Boakai will be different. Let the people suffer, in my opinion. And just like I always said, it's just unfortunate for the young people who have nothing to do with it. But all the old people in Liberia that sit there and vote for the same old corrupt people. You got people that McGill elected, Amarcone elected, Fonenti Kopa elected. Who electing these people? It's the same people. You electing them. But then you want to go cry to God and say, oh, we suffer in this country. You deserve to suffer. Because you can't tell me 5 million people in a country, you can't select one good person, somebody with all past record. At that time with this nonsense, Liberian people are not serious people. America should not give Liberia a dime. They are wasting the money already. Why do you need to spend $700,000 on a party, a inaugural party in the 7th poorest country in the world? Tanzania, as an example, I just wrote a piece. Tanzania, the economy is $70 billion. They spend Magufuli spent less. He spent $100,000 on his inauguration, and he canceled the Independence Day so that people can go and look after the poor people. Then you got Liberia. You're not even $4 billion. You're almost $2 billion. Then you're spending over $500,000. Is that a serious country? Is that a country that anybody should help? No. Liberians themselves are not serious because it was under the same Boakai. They spent almost $2 million. He sat there. He never said anything about it. He enjoyed $2 million every year for $12 million. And still today, he got to get Central Witherspoon, as we'll see in the clip, to support him. His children got jobs in the government. One of them, I think, took 11 people cars. But I will stop there. And let's watch the clip.
Thank you. If you are watching us or just joining us, this is Fortified City TV, and this is the program, The Roundtable. And this is where we bring issues affecting the lives of the people because we want solutions. So if you are out there and you want your voice to be heard, come and join us. Come on Fortified City TV. This is where we air the voices of the people that normally nobody will hear. This is the program where the voice of the voiceless becomes our voice. So there's a press conference that took place today, Honorable Yeke Koluba, and he there's a lot of information that he put out there. Whether it's true, we are yet to look and yet to find out the full details of the story that he gives. But nevertheless, we're going to play the video, the clips, so you can hear for yourself those things he's saying, because he said he have like evidence of those things. So let me play one of the clips, and then we can go into it, and later on we can play the other one.
They're trying to lobby for Rachel Kun to be speaker. Section 1.3.2 talk about how much money public officials should receive. If they receive more than 8, they must declare to the Lebrenpo in 7 days. The Code of Conduct section 1.33 also talk about it. Part 5 talk about.
Okay, let me hold Mr. Koluba over there. Mr. Koluba is making reference to the amount of money that President Boakai donated to the victim, the fire, the Tango explosion, the victims that were, that were in is it Kakata or so. So he's referring to the amount of money that was given. So there's a law that is on books that some declaration, depending on the amount, there's some declaration that must be made. And so you will hear him talking about the money.
About cash or gift. You gotta be very careful here. He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. People say, oh, yeah, that's my government. My government are liberating people. People say, oh, les men là de toi. Bah ouais, il est là de toi, na. La brother, il est là de toi. You think I'm a job? The people trying to lobby for Rachel Kun to be speaker. Somebody from United Party people can come in, that the president get power to do project, to hell with the president who get power to do project. Oh, that I'm one the politician number 10 for that for. The politician number 10 for that for this government, the new government, 100%. So don't do project. Say because you get talking, you lie. My job to talk. Because I don't have any. Nobody can make me scared. I can make myself scared. That one we say, oh, the people come here. I used to tell the youth chair, Melvin, nobody must make me scared. I let to make myself scared. Because when you make me scared, I can be too desperate. Let me make myself scared, then I can be quiet. Nobody can make me scared. So that thing, Eugene Falcon, you disappointed Eugene Falcon that stole from information. Like job we are, in fact, my last time talking to you said, when you talk to me, I will talk to Joseph Boakai. And I challenge any United Party to respond the wrong way. I will respond to Joseph Boakai. Tell me, say what you say is wrong. The Code of Conduct, they say so. Then I have said to the people, the section of the Code of Conduct that talk about it. Joseph Boakai got to declare in 7 days. Nothing you are talking on behalf of me and my wife. When you got money from you on behalf of me and my wife, you are passing here with water spoon of feeding you. You must declare to we want to know who all giving you gifts. We want to know who all giving you brav. Joseph Boakai, I know them already. All the things, I told me I get ready confusion on it. I know them already. Today is Sunday. Thursday, I'll be calling press conference to tell the Lebrenpo who took your son Tatan to Lebanon. To tell the Lebrenpo Lamela he to bring the drugs in the country who all told him to change the business name to Fresh Food Center. Frozen foods, some SSF something. I got all the information. I will give the Lebrenpo. And says I say Latin. Have you been wrong? Why you treat Lebrenpo like this? They see people that broke George Weah down. They see people because they got money. Jacob will call it that money is from the Kobasi people. That money that free, local will tell that the people are very George Weah houses around here. Local will tell where the money go. Local will tell how much they get it. Let me tell you something, Lebrenpo. Letia will tell the point in the new government you have never heard it before. These people want to bring disgrace to themselves. I mean, they want to bring disgrace to themselves. So if you think you can bring something to say, oh yeah, we'll cool the man down, I let tension. Let me tell you, anytime I say that no tension, I can feel good. Anytime I say that no tension, I can look for a way to tension for tension to come. Let me tell you today. So I love tension. You are living to state on basement down there. I know you're sleeping with state or state. You better slow down. You better slow down. You better slow down. Talk about what you who you look at the government, you want to take it for you. You're desperate that we see them passing all around. I will be information minister. I will be who told you that one there? Have you consulted no mayors? Have you consulted no nurses? Have you consulted no motorcyclists? Have you consulted younger boys? Have you gone to King John?
All right. Can
Thank
we?
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will leave you to comment on this video before we go to the next video. So we will want to start from Mr. Cannibal.
The patient sat here patiently listening to Yeke Koluba discussing the corrupt practices in the Liberian government. And Yeke Koluba, a lot of people overlook Yeke Koluba in Liberia, more especially as it relates to things that Yeke Koluba have been saying in the country. But Yeke Koluba is one of those people that the Liberian people need to thank. People like that don't come all the time. You know, I respect Yeke Koluba more than I respect some of the people who call themselves elite politicians, at least for once. And Yeke Koluba is one of those people who have been exposing most of the political, most of the economic crime that have been taking place in Liberia, more especially as it relates to the corrupt politician in the country. And from the day, Yeke Koluba, you know, Yeke Koluba is a young guy who can choose to say, look, I got a lot of things ahead of me. I got life ahead of me, and I'm a member of the House of Representatives, and I can close my mouth. And if we will bring brown envelope to me, and maybe we all will misuse the Liberian people money and do anything we want to do. But they got put his life on the line. We hadn't tormented this guy during the term and harassing. They almost tried to kill him, and he stood his ground. Even some of his security was abused, and even some of them almost lost their lives. So, to be fair for you, there are people that are corrupt in Liberia, but there are some people. One, you know, when Yeke Koluba, to me, Yeke Koluba is one of a kind when it comes to the kind of corrupt things that go on in Liberia, and people look at him and say, "This man must be crazy. This man must be crazy," because Liberian people are used to seeing somebody who will detest the challenge the corrupt system of our country.
Is it, Mr. Cannibal, is it because when people do wrong and people are hailing them, is it because they don't know the right thing and the wrong thing, or is it because they are also involved, so they tend to support people?
When you look at Liberia patients, there have been no truthful people in the country from the day Liberia was established in 1847 when it comes to corruption and the way the Liberian people treat the citizens of the country. The Liberian people, you know, like when something happens, all of the time people become immune to it. Just like you're living in an environment and you get something that smells bad, and if that thing continue to smell bad in your own house, you will become immune to it because you're used to that particular sin, or you're used to that particular thing.
That's right.
That's the kind of sickness, the cancer that Liberian people used to. Liberian people have not been taught that money coming into government coffer is not for the government official. Money coming into government coffer is there for the Liberian people to be able to do projects, to be able to lift the Liberian, to lift Liberia up out of poverty as a country, to lift Liberia up, to build infrastructure, to build the economy, to benefit the Liberian people and all that. Liberian people are used to it. Everybody there used to hustling and getting covered right by themselves. And they think the House of Representatives, Senate, which is very corrupt, and the rest of the other branches of Liberian government are the yardstick by which we define Liberia. That's not the case. You see, that's not the case. There should be no corrupt leader in our country because, in fact, when you look at Liberia as it relates to the World Bank, patient, do you know how many money people are getting in our name and nothing is done in Liberia? And when you go down Waterside area there, when you go in the heart of Monrovia, you see human feces coming out of the ground, and these people cannot even get up and fix Monrovia. Bassa County, the bridge that was put there from the day hell was upon, St. John River Bridge is falling down, and they folk getting out of their car, and the car cross the river, then they get back in it. As if to say the people who are the driver that are driving the car across that bridge, when the car fall into the river, they don't have life in them. But that's the kind of sometimes when since I've been on this show, most of the time when Chuchu talking about the kind of corrupt system that we have, sometimes I just want to sit and listen to him because he one of those people who describe it the way it is, but sometimes he get frustrated and try to or be emotional about it. But it's the very true the man talking, because the key there is Liberia. The corruption is systemic. You see?
Okay, Mr. Cannibal, let's leave you there. We'll be right back. Let's go to Mr. Alex Jones. Want to comment?
Yeah, look, I'm not a big fan of Yeke Koluba, okay? But I'm a big fan of anybody who is saying the truth. Okay? I don't care where your past is. Georgia come and talk the truth about corruption and the people in Liberia, I will be a #1 cheerleader. Okay, so I don't think being a representative is just about talking, and then you join the Unity Party, you join the corrupt people that come in there and Musa ability, and then today you come now. We told you guys these things. Okay, and I would tell you, as Mr. Cannibal said earlier, the country is infested with useless people. Okay, you know the word useless is the appropriate word for the leadership of Liberia. This going back all the way to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Okay, they have no use in society. The only reason they get in government is because they are not productive anywhere in society. I respect a man, whether you can sweep the street. I have more respect for you or your wheelbarrow boy in Liberia than any government official, including Joseph Boakai. I don't even have respect for the ground he walks on. These are the people who will sit in our country, right? Millions of dollars, as Mr. Cannibal said, will come through. They will take their children. They will collect millions of dollars in salary, 20,000, 15,000. They will send their children to America. They will travel to America for hospital care. And they will see their own people from their own communities die.
The people that voted for them.
Their own extended family members, say their own county, go to Lopa County, go to Foya. But they will spend, a medical bill in America is not small money.
True.
That's how wicked these people are. The day you hear me supporting any corrupt government official, do not show any respect for me. If I will not be anything in Liberia, I choose that I will die with dignity. These people, the reason why I'm so frustrated, like I said, because the Liberian people themselves are corrupt. The only way you can look at a man like Joseph Boakai, a man like Darius DeLong, and support him is because you are corrupt. You don't have to. A man who cannot even, he was with Edwin Snow, he was with anybody. A country cannot move forward when you keep, bringing people in society to head society that they have a past record. Look, we have enough capable people. Yeke Koluba, we have hundreds of Yeke Kolubas, but Liberian people don't want them. Why you think they will go and vote for Amar Kone? If Amar Kone were in any country, he would be in jail. He should be in jail. His assets should be seized. But you see Liberian people that praising him. Why? Because what they do is they pick side one bad person, everybody defend the thieves. That's why I say that country has no hope. The only way that country will move forward, unless maybe the Western country that get tired and say, we're taking the country and put it on a receivership, or some military officer just take over, cancel the whole legislature, everything, and we start from fresh like Burkina Faso or Gabon. That's the only way. The politicians in the country are the problem. And when somebody is a thief, you don't expect them to hold it, to come out and say, oh yeah, I will report myself. The whole election thing is a fraud, it's a scam.
Now,
That's how you get the kind of people
democracy at
elected.
work now, so we can't expect to go to our trusteeship.
Well, your democracy is getting you Prince Johnson. Your democracy is getting you McGill. Your democracy is getting you Amar Kone, and every corrupt lie person vanish him in thing. So it's not working. Say Alice Jones says it. No democracy is in Liberia. It's nothing but corruption. Not because people vote is no different what they call Russian, Russian roulette. Nobody in Liberia truly have the ability to vote consciously. When the people do not have any food, when officials are giving back arrest, it's a Boakai house now that a new rest depot. This man is corrupt. Not only is he corrupt, he's inept. And let me break that word. Means
why is his home now a rice depot?
because that's where the bribe coming now. The bribe is coming in rest, like Yeko Koloba said. All the Lebanon men, the business boy in Liberia now, they're going to Boakai, they're giving him things so that they can be able to break the bribery.
So we'll continue the pay for play.
Yes, that's why you get that. That the chief is saying in charge now. So there's no hope. It's unfortunate for those young people who are in Liberia, very talented young people. I know most of them, and that's the only reason you see me doing this thing. The only reason. But I can care less about the Liberian people because even here, look at the EULA organization. Look at the different Liberian organization. Look how corrupt they are. They can't even host an election. So it's a culture, like Mr. Cannibal said, it's a culture where it's bred over the past generation, where they tell you if you're corrupt, then you're smart. If you speak the truth, then the people hate you. The same thing Yaka call about talking, I was just talking it last week. And everybody was like, oh, yeah, get Boakai chance of what? The man look at 4 corrupt people. Lucini Kamara is a Ulimo man who was representing Ulimo finance minister. Stole. The man Boakai talking and put him on the transitional team. He look at Amar Kone, he put Amar Kone on the transitional team. He look at Bama Kamara, who were at the Central Bank of Liberia, receiving $8,000 a month plus loans. Okay, he put on then. What do I need to wait for to see? I don't need to wait for all the evidence out there. Now he went on top of it. Now he took $650,000. You think what our $650,000 going? They going more themselves. They're gonna take that money and they'll pay their friends and say, "Oh, you're providing drink, you providing food." The government have security already paid for on salary. The Capitol building is free. You understand? So why do you need $600,000 for? You don't. You can go to the Capitol building. You don't have to pay rent. You got electricity, and you have your ceremony, and you go home. Or you go. If somebody privately want to have a function outside the government, they can pay for it. You don't need to spend $600. But the part that make me frustrated is that you just have 40 people die because of lack of medication at JFK, and you take that kind of money. Is that a man with heart? But because that your uncle, that your tribal man, that your tribal man, then people will not say it. But then you will be the same one today crying, going to church. You just want to church today. Oh, God help Liberia. God will never help Liberia because you are deceitful. God does not help people who are corrupt and deceitful. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jones. We have another video here we want to upload. So right after that video, you can analyze.
My web is our initial contribution. Ambassador Boakai, I challenge you to declare to the Lebronco who gave you that money. If you don't do it, I will tell the Lebronco. And you can back because you wanted to my door for Joseph Boakai. When you challenge, when you attack me, I will attack Joseph Boakai. I don't attack Cabo. We took the race now for you. Your side, you put your hand between your legs. Let's check the Liberian people. Can you imagine? Our mothers went to buy the things in China. They had to cut the trip short to come to bring change. Is it the change they working to change? Look at the midwives, lives, the nurses live on radio. You harmonize my pay, I will harmonize your vote. The brother said to the public, not for you people that sat down over there. You cowards, you looters, that looted during early time. You put came back again to loot. You're embarrassed Ellen government. Until Ellen started to take responsibility. I take the responsibility because most of you people that behind Joseph Boakai today was embarrassment to him. You see on the team that working with George Weah, Ambassador Weah, President Weah. We see people that are not paying in Liberia for 25 years, one John Star, but they put you on the team. I don't want to put you on the team. Joseph Boakai, you got 3 more days to declare to the Liberian people. Who gave you that 50,000? If I will tell the Liberian people why you put John Star on the team. And I will tell the Liberian people who I will carry your complaint to. Let me tell you today. You know how I feel for my family to be in Ezra again for another 6 years? Yes, there will be. Because the fight that will be in their government will be more than George Weah own. You put too desperate. George Weah look at you. I mean, Joseph Boakai look at you. Somebody call you to speak to you. Oh, that now you know me. I get to recall you. That now you know me. And you are calling me small. You think that everybody will vote for you? Kofi who you know. Kofi who you know who Joseph Boakai did it to. You Kofi who you know who Joseph Boakai did it to. Why you must be vindictive like this? Sorry, I don't understand the English. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's wrong. Wow, why can you be like this? We don't know you to be like this, Joseph Boakai. We don't know you to be like this, Ambassador Boakai. We don't know you to be like this. Kofi who, I challenge you. And when the person was telling you, when the person called Ambassador Boakai, he said, "Le fou on speaker, all the recording I got it." And the person called you to tell you, Kofi who, how Joseph Boakai behaved. Now everybody will vote for you. Now everybody will give this number 10. You are the person you are reconciled. I don't see it. I'm not seeing it. I want to see it from you. Ambassador Boakai will bring you to power because the people say you got me. I don't believe you. Now I don't want to campaign. Let me tell you the truth in 2nd round. I never wanted to campaign. For the day you sat down and acknowledge that Waterspoon was feeding you, I lose respect in you. 12 years as vice president, you allow Waterspoon that passing around, and I will tell Lebron why Waterspoon behaving the way he behaved after the 3 days. I know it. I know it. I know why he and Joe we are not friendly today. I know why he and Joe we are not friendly today. Because he's running after his own interest, not the Lebron interest. You better slow down. Spoon know the place that can other people on the radio station. Because you're too desperate with George Weah business. Because George Weah didn't so run out to you, or because he didn't sack on to someone you put give your money where you put one time today you're tend to enemy. Someone you put working in embassy, they sack like all of your on the show. Your chase spoon, your calling me there. I see Eugene Falcon packing pop jelly jama door. Eugene Falcon, let me tell you something. You think you talk to me? Look. The thing you talking Joseph Boakai enjoying it. When you tell me something, I will talk to Joseph Boakai. He don't want enjoying it. Joseph Boakai enjoying it. Everything you say in Joseph Boakai is not the shit. Because Lebron people don't know from where I speak. Let me tell you from where I speak. When the whole thing first started with Costa, I went to Ambassador Boakai. Ambassador Boakai, they think it's not all right for the country. Costa not supposed to be talking for you. Costa criticized you before. He's not supposed to be the one to push for you. Joseph Boakai told me, say, what I would do? When the boat told them, Costa would talk to them. He authorized Costa to do it. He authorized Costa to do it. We started to bring the CPP together. I went at John Biana, all confused one. I know she born for John Weah who made that couple. And she we went to bring people together. Then she go get on spoon, can't talk about. And you know, Lebron Post will not vote for Congo man. You who? The Congo get better run the country.
Okay, we're gonna stop over there, and we got a couple of clips, but we're not going to play all of them today. Yeah, Mr. Cannibal, you want to respond first before we go to Mr. Chuchu? Let me. Your phone. I was getting feedback, so that's why I had to mute you. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. But you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I think. Yeah, can call about one of the things I want to say here to my fellow Liberians is the fact that it takes courage for somebody that you can call about to do what he does, and because from the day we got to know ourselves and Liberia was established, there have been nobody who will work in a kind of corrupt system Liberia is. a representative will get up and talk about the kind of corrupt practices in the government. You know, like my brother, Mr. Alex Jones, was talking about corrupt people in Liberia. It said beat the living daylight out of me. Why they will put somebody like Fonanti Kofa into Liberian government to say where this man is a speaker. That government ain't going nowhere. And the guy, I don't begrudge him for his success, but this is a man who was put in jail in America here for fraud. And he leaves and go to Liberia, and he's going to be hero in Liberia. Patient. I mean, look at that. Where is our country going? And the man is not only in Liberia, but he was deputy speaker, and he running for speakership in the country presently as we speak. So where is that government going? Who is he able to talk to here in the United States? Because the United States government is very adamant about your records. These people, most of these people got corrupt record and criminal record when they came here. Some of them, like Brother Alex said, they can't work. So they hustle, they steal, they are corrupt, and they are criminal. So how can you take a criminal and put him in a government and Liberia, the one that the United States government scrutinized? So they go back to the same point we try to make, where you have corrupt government officials. You know, when I was in Liberia doing journalism business those days, Eugene Facon used to come to me because we're living in the same neighborhood and say, "Are you teaching how to be a journalist?" But then when I looked, he was deputy minister for minister. I mean, he was deputy minister of information, cultural affairs, and tourism in the Republic of Liberia, which I have no problem with. But what I do have problem with is there's a guy who was taking black voters to the ministry, and what he opened a whole class in there, and to me, I felt like patient. I like to do a lot of talking, but once I'm in a position like that, when you talk too much, people begin to disrespect you because then you start lying. And Fatou was one of those people who I don't begrudge, but I think it was a premature decision made by the past government to put somebody like that in a government where Fatou didn't know when to talk and when not to talk, and the same 06 and 7 as Mr. Tutu Alex Jones have been saying on this show, that the whole entire government is corrupt. So if I see somebody like Yaka Koluba speaking on the kind of corrupt practices that these people have perpetuated over time, and the inept behavior of the Liberian government over time, then of course I have nothing to say but to agree with some of the point that Yaka Koluba made. I'm not a Yaka Koluba fan. I don't know this guy before. I never seen him before. I have been in this country since hell was a pup. But the key there is I follow him because I know he has been saying some things that could get him killed in Liberia, or things that will get him into trouble. But he's not afraid, and so I commend him for that.
Thank you, Mr. Cannibal. Choo.
Yeah, look, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, this whole thing is going to fall apart. It's going to fall apart. You saw it, like I said. I'm not advocating any destruction or any violence in Liberia, but Paul Cartier is a renowned economist from Oxford, and he wrote a book called The Bottom Billion. And he predicted in this book saying that in a country where a certain percentage of the population is below the poverty level will end up in war, coup, or destruction. And it's proven to be true, because what normally happens is a few people on the top, like you were saying, where the trickle down economics, where they benefit. and it comes, the majority of people fight each other for it. This same Eugene Fagon here, I remember on a George Weah term, took my name. Somebody sent me, one of the seditions sent me information that this Fagon, I saw the text message that if I come to Liberia, that they will harm me because I was speaking against George Weah. I can call the person name right here. Paul Kennedy he's a sedition in Liberia right now. He ran for Bobolo. So not just now we've been doing these things. People are using Fagon, what is corrupt, useless symptom with this one that would take people like Prophet Key and people like all the United Party disgusted people and put them on to run this propaganda. When they see Stanton Waterspoon, what would Josh react? What Colabar is saying is true. He was receiving money from George Weah because they didn't give him enough money. He himself said it on his program that they gave him, I think, $50,000, and $50,000 was not enough. That's the man today. You see Joe Boakai embracing. You see the Liberian people embracing. So it's a curse. When you don't do the right thing in life, your end would not be good. And this government, the Joseph Boakai, they all will fall. They all will be disgraced in front of Liberian people for who they are. It's just a matter of time. So I'm not worried. Like I said, you know, I just pity the time that young people should be in school, should be getting opportunities, should be getting employment. Do you know what it is for a young person, 14 to let's say 30 in Liberia, to live with all job, with all any kind of assistance from a government? Can you imagine living one day as a young person in Liberia? We in America, we got jobs. If we get job with their own employment, their social services, none of that stuff exists. Not a dollar, not $1. The Liberian government, and I challenge them, has given in terms of social services to any Liberian.
But that'll cut you up, or Mr. Alex. When you look at Social Security and Welfare Corporation has an office there. It's a paper project in Liberia where the government, it is incumbent upon the government to try to receive Social Security for those retirees, people who are retiring from the government. But if you look at Social Security, last time I was in Liberia, the building they were using was on the Pin Avenue there, Social Security Welfare Corporation office. And I have friends that were working there with them. But if you look at Social Security and Welfare Corporation that's supposed to help the people when they retire in Liberia, there is no money there because George Weah and his friends, the money that come into the coffer of that organization is being taken to Weah was the president. Now Joseph Boakai will do the same thing. That money, when they collect that money from those various companies, they take that money to Weah place and they share the money. And I know somebody there directly that was working with that agency where the person called me and said, "Don't call my name." Patient, it was one of the things that I used to do on my show. One of the things they got challenged the director of Social Security and Welfare Corporation, and they almost killed him. And so these things are things where you always saying about the kind of systemic corruption in our country. And then they destroy the evidence of the kind of corrupt practices that is in the country. It's hateful. It's very hateful. You know, I'm a United States citizen and I have no fish to fry in a Liberian oil, but I was born in Liberia. The reason why I said it is Liberia. Chuchu said it. He said Liberia, God will come and help Liberia. It's not man, it's not Liberian people as citizens that will help Liberia. The corruption is systemic. And when corruption is entrenched in a society like that, patient, it's very hard to do away with it. It will take a real leader. It will take a real leader, somebody who will come in there in maybe, I mean, you see me, I don't like military rule. But it will be like a Burkina Faso kind of operation where the person will come in and God will touch their hearts and say, "Look, I will wear the uniform. no matter what. That's the only clothes I will wear until I can leave office and try to straighten this place. Some people got to die. Patient.
No.
I don't
Okay,
talk.
we
I
not.
don't talk that. I'm not saying it in a light. I'm not saying it lightly, patient.
No.
Because I don't believe in people dying. But with the kind of systemic corruption in Liberia, the same thing happened in Ghana on Jerry Rowland Watch. I'm not saying, look, patient. I don't believe that somebody here should die in Liberia. But with the kind of systemic corruption in Liberia, patient.
So we are praying for. We are believing and praying.
We all praying for that. We all praying for that.
For a leadership that will put things in order.
But
They
patient,
will implement
patient,
everything on the books.
You are not going to get the kind of leadership you need with that kind of corruption. Okay, look, I can tell you, the Liberian people, especially young people, they want change. If they had the means to change, they would select somebody who will fight for them. I can win election in Liberia. People know my record. People know I don't stand for nonsense. If I can stand up against the child stealer and that Boakai and the Ellen Johnson Salif, that Boakai, old people, corrupt man, I'll be afraid of. But here's the problem. You got people like Prince Johnson, the tribalists in Liberia, and Joseph Boakai, okay, that have a grip. The John Malus and the Amara Corner that have so much vested interest in the country, and they have locked down on our country that the young people, even you have a democracy and you have an election, you will never get a chance. I just tested the water to run. How many times Spoon or any one of the other media even call me? I'm the only person who had a clear platform on what to do in Liberia in terms of how to grow the economy, how to fight corruption, how to decentralize the country, how to create jobs on day one. Okay. My name was not even mentioned on the station. Why? Because on Uncover, what they were doing, they were supporting Joseph Boakai, and they didn't want anybody in to come. So in that kind of instances where you do need the great United States of America, that was a military revolution, okay, that brought it to be an independent state from the British government. So in Liberia, like I said, these people are going to hold grip on power until somebody get real pissed off and say, you know what, enough is enough. Whether you advocate it, it will happen eventually, because people cannot endure.
From experience, we have had that in Liberia from experience. People came and said they came to topple the government because there were rampant corruption, there were tribalism, and they came into power.
Listen,
the end result
Pastor Patient.
Yeah.
You know how many coups they had in Nigeria before Jerry Rawlings?
Okay, so let's go back to the
no. What I'm saying here is this. I'm not advocating it, but I'm telling you based on history and based on economics sense. If things don't change, the people are going to be destitute. The government is going to fall apart. That's what happened in all around the world. It happened in Sri Lanka. The government out in Sri Lanka was there for so many years that the people got mad. They went to the palace and they kicked the president out. Sri Lanka, it happened 3 years ago. He was one of the most powerful ruling family. The people could not even buy medicine because of corruption. It's about to come in Liberia. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a military coup. The people can vote. The people themselves can come out in the street and they can remove that government. They can remove the Boakai government if they find it to be corrupt. They can stay in the street and protest until that entire government, Senate, all step down. And that's why I'm calling on the Liberian people to do. That's part of democracy, because democracy is the will of the people. Democracy isn't elect people to kind of suppress you.
All right. Mr. Jules. Mr. Cannibal, let's go back to the inaugural budget, which is 700K. Is this budget really necessary?
No, the budget is not. The budget is not necessary. The question is, what are the people going to do with 700,000, and who are the people that are planning this program?
Do differently, because everybody that come to power, they got the huge budget for inauguration. They are looking at the people and the suffering of the people, yet and still they have this huge budget. What can they do differently from the rest that came from there?
What patient, the thing there is, look, to me, I'm completely dumbfounded when it comes to $700,000 worth of budget that have been allocated for this inauguration. The key there is what would they be doing with $700,000 while the Liberian people even got a couple of rice to eat in the country? What would they be doing with $700,000 when there is no X-ray machine in Liberia, in JFK, and the country hospital, one of the well-known hospitals that were built by the Kennedy family in 1972 for the betterment of the Liberian people, and of course that hospital, people used to come from all over Africa, all over West Africa, and other parts of the world to come to that hospital for treatment. What would they be doing with $100,000 when the government school that some of us went to in Liberia is in shambles today in Liberia, and it cannot be revamped for the betterment of the younger generations of Liberians who don't have the kind of money to go to CWA and all the BW Harris and all these people who got money to send their children to those schools. So it go back to the same point that I was making, and one of the things that we have not been able to touch on over the years, or even the time, all the shows that we've done. Look at mail delivery system, patient. Mail delivery system. It go back to corruption, where you cannot send a toilet paper from here to Liberia, where somebody will not be able to open it that go into your family. Those are things there is no country in the world that would not look at. Even here in this country, if you open somebody's mail, it's a federal crime, and you go to jail for that. Like I said to you guys the last time, if I was the one who the inauguration was for, then of course the very first thing my pen would touch would be to build jails in Liberia to lock people up. And if somebody comes into power in Liberia and they don't do that, then of course that person going to the same system, going to go through the same system 7, and of course, like Chuchu said, that government will be an inept government for the Liberian people. And it's a true thing. There is no going backward and coming forward and going in the middle or anything, patient. $700,000 is going to be divided among Kofi Woods and his cronies and all the people who are part of that $700,000. That's how Liberia runs.
Oh, they're gonna get rich. They're gonna have a few days. The Miata formula and all the people there. That's what the money is for. They're gonna be there to milk the government. You don't need $700,000 to have an inaugural program. You don't need even $100,000 to have an inaugural program. You can have an inaugural program, like I said. All the security in Liberia is paid for. All the government ministers and the agencies and the employees, they're paid to do those jobs. They're not paid separately for inaugural functions. The Capitol building is there, it's paid for. Why do you need $750,000 or even $500,000? You don't. It's corruption. And like I said, the people in Liberia have to protest these things. Look, no government is going to do the right thing unless the people force them. We were here, Black Lives Matter in America. The young men and women were being shot by police officers all around this country. People talk, they got tired. Until the people got out and started to demonstrate, until the people got into the streets. Before you see today, police people got camera, they got system, they are held accountable.
Of course.
So if you sit in Liberia and say Joseph Boakai going to do the right thing, Ellie Jones is going to be a right thing, you're deceiving yourself. First of all, when you say build this prison, for who Joseph Boakai to put it? He corrupt children and he corrupt people there. Why would he go build prison for his children and he corrupt people? So he's not gonna do it. And the strategy is, you know what they'll tell us, if we have people say the same, oh, they will Liberian people yet told no, they will come for like, they will eat their money for 6 or 3 years or 5 years. You can talk all you want to talk in like on Liberian media. They don't care. Look at Eugene Namgwe and all the talking we used to be talking. You have to make these people's lives uncomfortable. You have to make the government official lives so uncomfortable that they themselves will resign. The young people in Liberia get into the streets of Liberia on every corrupt case and say, we're not moving from here Until this is not done, no election, no 700,000 will be spent with all money for the schools and the teacher. Joseph Boakai will come to his senses. But you sit there and you suffer and you jump behind the very same people who's sending the children there, educating the children there, to come back to Liberia and educate you. When your schools, you go to University of Liberia, no lab. You go to class who don't have chairs. The hospitals don't have drugs. You got to call and beg some of us here, people in America who have a heart, and will send you $10. But then you jump behind the same corrupt people and say they're looking out for you. When did any government done anything for you in our country? Whether you part of CDC or you part of Unity Party, when did Liberian government only receive the concession agreement? 15 billion in concession agreement. How much did they get?
The thing is this. With all of the concession agreement have been signed in Liberia with the kind of all the kind of money that have been pouring into Liberia when they come to concession agreement, all the different agreement. What benefit have the Liberian people got in the average Liberian man who is from Popolu or Sanaye or somebody from the remotest part of Liberia? Zero. Nobody can count anything that have benefited the Liberian people. You know, during the campaign, something happened that I want for people to know about here today, where they got Jeremiah Cohn. Jeremiah Cohn sent an X-ray machine from I think from Nima County that he bought and brought in the country. He sent it to I think Sano or Merit and one of the places, one of the southeastern counties. Patient. First of all, as a government official in the Republic of Liberia, our constitution prohibits people from building schools in their knee or from building university in their knee. But if you look at Prince Johnson got a university in his knee. You got Tomo Fala, he built school. All the government officials got their own school. Nobody got their own foundation and this and that and the rest of it. When did the government, when the work they were sent up there, the work they were elected, for when did the work become important to them to do for the Liberian people then? After they have ran their own foundations and this and that and the rest of it. You see, these people,
conflict of interest going on in Liberia because
these people get up.
Mr. Cannibal, like I said, the solution is very simple. The Liberian people who are facing the heat, if they sit there for another 6 years and they're sitting down and expect a government to come and deliver them, they order their minds. You have every right by the Constitution to remove your government, your democratically elected government. It's an article in the Constitution. You have every right to protest a government that is not in your welfare and that is not serving the people. You have every right to the economic benefits of the country. It's in the Constitution. That's not a gesture that when they say, oh, we are build stadium. You build park. Where did we are get money from to go build park? You think that is money? And people jump me around. In country in 6 years now, you spend almost $4 billion, $500 million every year on budget. And you can't show me a $250,000 park.
But you talk about
I should be happy about it.
When you talk about $250,000
okay,
park.
Gentlemen, time is fast spent. We're going to be taking our closing comments.
The way you just call out all broadly
yes, I just looked at the time. Yes, so we're going to do this again. Once we're available and our time, we have our special roundtable, which is on Saturday. It's coming out. I'm going to make that announcement later. But for now, we just want to take our closing statement. And can you please limit your closing remark to just 2 minutes? I will start with Mr. Cannibal.
Well, it has been a pleasure for me to always be on the roundtable with you, Patient, and my brother Alex Jones. One of the things I want to say here is, Brother Jones, the Bassa man got a Bible says, "Say men, say we're about to put with me. If you try to kill a snake and that snake in there yet, don't stop eating it." So let's keep hope alive, like Jesse Jackson said. But the thing is, our fellow Liberian people, I want to speak to you to let you know that Joe Boakai and the rest of the crew, people like Kofi Woods and all the politicians, they are not a yardstick by which Liberia is Liberia. Liberia was founded before there were anything called Kofi Woods and Joe Boakai and all these people. Sincerity for your people is important in every country. That's why we are here. Even though the situation here is not what we like. We call it slavery, but at the same time, when you work, you're able to get paid to take care of your family. And the Liberian people are supposed to be able to do the same thing because Liberia is part of Israel. The children of Israel live in that place where God had promised Abraham the riches of the world. 80% of the world riches is in Africa. Liberia is part of that. And so let the riches of Liberia be used wisely. If the Liberian government were putting the mouth to where money is, or putting the money to where mouth is, then we'll walk on the streets of gold. So, of course, let us press our leadership to develop Liberia and try to sustain the people economically and not bring about what they call trickle-down economics. When the breadcrumb drop from the rich man more or the government official more before the poor man pick it up. Because we are all Liberian people and we all have the same citizenship. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cannibal. Mr. Jones, your closing remarks.
Well, like I said, it's time for action in Liberia if we want our country to move forward. The talk time is over. When I see a man like Jeremiah Cohn, Vice President of Liberia, it's an insult. This man is a corrupt man, and Joseph Boakai went and selected him to be vice president. What does that say? The Liberian people must rise up. Nobody coming to save you. You must fight for your own future and the future of your children by coming against this government and holding it accountable and making sure that they don't take advantage of you. That's what needs to be done in Liberia. Liberian people are too passive. They sit there and they let people. First of all, why are government officials still making $10,000 and $15,000? So we'll see January 23rd. Let's see how much ministers will be making. Let's see they'll still be making a $7,000 and $8,000 while the people suffering. And then you said Joseph Boakai came, he will rescue everything. So we'll see on January 23rd because they start getting paid January 23rd. So we start holding them responsible on January 23rd. And that's the only way you got to put fire on these people's backs. Just the way how Yeke Koloba is putting fire on their backs. Alice June is putting fire on their backs. If you sit there and think that other people are supposed to keep talking for you, other people are supposed to keep taking their time, you the one will suffer and you will regret it. So it's time for your voice to be heard. It's time for action in 2024. The government in few days, few months time, they do what they're doing to carry on a corrupt thing. Get into the streets. That's your democratic right. Shut down the government. The people power is the most important power. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Mr. Jones, we are here to be the voice of the people. At the same time, we got to be very cautious of our statement that we make here on the platform. Facebook is equally against.
This is a democratic process I'm advocating here. I'm calling for the people to protest. People protesting is a democratic right of theirs. Okay, like I said.
Thank you.
That's what I'm calling them to do. To use the democratic power enshrined in the Constitution to hold the government accountable through protest or any means necessary.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones, and thank you, Mr. Candibo. I want to say thank you to our viewers out there. We are coming back here on the roundtable on Saturday, and we're going to be discussing some ministries. We are bringing the ministries under the microscope. We will be talking about the Ministry of Commerce, and we will be talking about the Ministry of Finance. So remember, Fortified City TV is the voice of the people. We are here to bring the challenges that are out there, and amplify it so that those who in the proper authority, those who in leadership can hear your voice and bring solution. And so you can hold your people, like Ellis said, hold your leaders accountable because they were elected, they were appointed so they can be a servant to the people. So we're going to be talking about Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Finance on the roundtable on Saturday. So since we are your voice, I want you to do something. If you are out there, Because this is a new dispensation. Everybody say New Liberia. Rescuers are here. They have come to rescue us. I believe in rescue. I want to be rescued. And I know you want to be rescued also. So wherever you are, if you experiencing difficulty in processing your document at the Ministry of Finance, people that are paid by your taxes, if you go to those ministries like Ministry of Finance and Commerce, and you are not processing your document the way you ought to process it, and they are making demands, you should give them bribe before they process your document. Please, we got a platform here for you. We want to hear your voice. This is the time for people to put people on the platform, because that's the only way some of these things going to end. Instead of you using your telephone to do video recording of boyfriend and girlfriend, this is the time when you go to the ministry and you see 177 that demanding money. Put your recorder on, record the voices, or do a video, record it. There's so many ways to record. So at the end of the day, those people, maybe they're looking for new jobs, so they can give them new jobs, so they can vacate that seat, and the person that is ready to do that job can take over the seat. So this is the time to hold everyone accountable. The Civil 7, the people at Ministry of Finance are always taking bribe and all kinds of fun, all kinds of stuff under the table and make it. What I can't stand is that the demands they make. They do it as if you are forced. This is a must that you must give them something. And meanwhile, it is not even legal. What you are doing is not even legal, but you are making demands. These people must be brought to book. And the only way to do that is to start taking videos, pictures of these people that are making those demands. So we talk about Ministry of Commerce and we talk about Ministry of Finance. So come Saturday, we're going to be discussing that. And not only these ministries, we're going to be talking about all the government ministries. If you go to Ministry of Health to process health document, we're going to be talking about it. If you go to the passport division and they want all the bribe, we're going to be talking about it. If you pass it through the port of entry, you pass it through Robert's Fee, and the custom officers are there and they are making demands and they want for you to give them bribe before they allow you to pass. We want to know about it. We want to know if you are taking your things from the port and so much harassment is going on. We want to know. So we are here. This platform is for the people. We are your voice, and we also allow your voice to be heard. So come and be a part of it. Do not allow the people to suppress you. Do not allow anyone to make you slave in your own country. This is the time to rise up and do what you're supposed to do. It means this is the time to help to develop the new Liberia. Hold your leaders accountable. Those people in the offices that are being paid by government, they are your leaders. They are Civil 7. They are also your 7, and they are leader at the same time. They need to do what they ought to do. So this is the round table. Hey, this is the round table where we bring the plight of the people for solutions. And we give you the platform to amplify your voice.
And please share this video. Please share this video.
Join us
to as many people as
Saturday
possible.
again. Share the broadcast, please. Make all the comments. Yeah, challenge us if you like. We will take up that challenge. Whatever it is you want to do, we are here for you. We know that change must come and must come at all costs. So we want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you to our panelists as usual, and we will be here on Saturday. I'm your host, Pastor Patience, and I will be right here again on the round table. This is a presentation by the Fortified City TV. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Thank you.